Good evening, everybody. It's Tuesday, I do believe. I am losing track of what days it is because of I just feel like they're rolling into each other without any kind of recognition of what the day really is. I had gotten a message earlier this morning about Jerry's video and how morbid it was and all that. Let me just give you guys a tidbit of information. One, if I knew Jerry was that bad off, I would not have gone to work. I knew she had problems sleeping the night before. I know that the whole past weekend, she's been feeling not herself. Weak, tired, and just no oomph, no get up and go. Her energy and strength to get up and go or get up and do whatever. Or maybe she tries to save her energy for nighttime so she can help me with food prep and that kind of thing. In no way is that a regular basis. We have not gotten to that part into her cancer where she needs everyday care or everyday watch. This video was done yesterday afternoon. Yesterday. I don't know if it was afternoon or morning. I know for the most part, Jerry usually has a burst of energy in the morning time. Lately, due to the cancer and the chemo and all the different things that are just bombarding her body with one thing or another, whether it's the chemo pill or the radiation form of chemo or the gabapentin for pain, which she ran out of and I had to go pick up today. Every day seems to be either a new medication or a new routine. No 2 days are identical anymore. But when I saw the video, I actually got the message before I had to open up my venue, and I took a quick 5 minutes to. I only watched like a quarter way into the video. I did not have time to watch the whole video. And I'll be honest with you, with what little I watched this morning, I was that close to going back inside the main building and saying, I have to go home. My wife is not in good shape. That may become a new issue of either calling into work saying my wife's having a bad day. I cannot afford a caretaker. I have to be at home to help take care of her. They know that she has cancer. You know, they know what's been going on. They ask on a regular basis how my wife's doing. And Monday when she did the video, when I left for work, she was asleep. She has been having issues either sleeping, staying asleep, or waking up hurting and a lot of pain. Now, I just got done looking at all the different comments. I'm very thankful that they were all pretty much either positive or trying their best to tell us that she needs a care facility to be at. Excuse me. And I'll be honest with you, if our insurance would cover that, I would say sure. There may be a time in the future, I can't tell how near or whatnot, but either A, during the summertime, I might not be able to work a job because caring for her, which I don't if I can find a way to get SSI or anything like that to say, hey, look, you're unable to work because you have a wife that's basically dying and a mother who's, yeah, she's able to take care of herself, but sometimes I wonder how well her mental faculties are. She actually just found out, my mom just found out recently that she has a back issue that she has to go to have a surgery done in February. And, well, let's just put it this way. February, when she has this procedure done, I've already asked for the day off, so I can be here to take care of both of them. Mom's got a friend who's going to come in and watch her and whatnot, and do some cleaning for her. If it wasn't for the fact of this friend that Mom's having come in for her, how do I put it? Didn't have so many different health issues. I'd ask her to come in on a regular basis to watch Jerry, but she has her own health issues plus her own spouse that has some issues of his own. So she can only afford to come and help out for short periods of time. For the most part, Mom does try to help Jerry as best she can. Unfortunately, Mom is not strong enough to help her sit up or help her get into her chair or just switch from the bed to the chair for a little while. But Jerry's got enough issues of her own that I'm having enough time, having a hard enough time dealing with those. To be honest with you, I'd rather be home doing whatever I can around the house while keeping an eye out on Jerry than going to an actual physical job location. Not saying that I'm going to quit my job, but if Jerry's health gets to the point where I have to be here constantly and can't afford a home health aide, yeah, I'm gonna have to look into something, because as much as I love my job and I work full time, knowing what the cancer could do to her and how tired or groggy she can get from the medications, or, sorry folks, all the different issues because of the cancer and whatnot. I'd rather be home taking care of my wife than working a job. Maybe I should get lucky and go play the lottery and see if I can win the grand prize. I figured if I can win at least, if I play the lottery and win at least $1 million, I'd be covered for the rest of my life. I'd be able to take care of her properly, pay for a home health aide person to come in and watch her while I go work a part-time job or something like that. Yeah, you heard me. Even if I won $1 million, I'd still probably try to work. 2 reasons why. One, just get out of the house for a couple hours a day. 2, it's legitimate work. It's legitimate income. But I don't know. I mean, $1 million would not only take care of every single bill I have, plus her medical bills that I've already seen one already come through, and I just kind of went, yeah, that's like a month's rent. Ew, yeah, it kind of went, I just kind of went, what are we doing about this? Oh, we're gonna get it. We're gonna dispute it and see if we can get a waiver because of hardship. She can get away with that. I wouldn't try it. I would be like, okay, can I do this can I pay this bill in monthly installments? Which I'm pretty sure they will work with you if you had to go that way. But I'm not exactly happy with the situation. I mean, what you guys saw on the videos this morning was a rare case. I mean, it's not an everyday issue. Just for some reason, Monday, because of 3 days being sore and tired and sleep deprived and whatnot, it finally caught up to her on Monday, where she was really, like she told me after I saw the video this morning. I started text messaging her like, are you okay? Do I need to come home? How are things? She's like, oh, I'm great compared to yesterday. Yesterday must have been just, things catching up. How often is that going to happen is my question. Thursday, 1 o'clock, she goes into do her immunotherapy, which is basically they hook her up to an IV that just pumps some kind of medication or some sort of fluid that helps her body fight off the common cold or something, keeps her immune system elevated so she doesn't just easily get a cold out of the blue because, her sinuses got all clogged and it ended up causing an infection of some sort. That kind of stuff. So, I just literally, because I had told her via text message this morning, if you're feeling that bad, again, ever, I don't care when, you call me and I will explain to my bosses that my wife, which is more important than my job, is having a very bad day because of her chemo or her cancer or whatever. And if they decide that they want to fire me on the spot because I'm walking out of I'm punching out to go home to take care of my wife, oh well. I'd rather lose a job than my wife right now. Literally. Not because of the fact I can easily get another job, but because of the fact she's more important than my job. Pam Sabara. I'm going to mess up your name, Pam, and I am so sorry. I'm just going to say Pam Henson, even though her name is Sabaro. I think that's how you pronounce it. She will probably be one of the only other people on here that know me well enough to say, yeah, that's a Henson for you. Family is more important than anything else. Anything else. About the only thing other that's more important than family is God, but I don't bring that into my discussions because religion can cause a lot of issues. I believe in what I believe in. You guys believe in what you want to believe in. I don't try to convert or force anybody to see my side of it, because for the most part, unless you were raised by within the Catholic Church, because the Catholic Church has, from what I've learned from Jerry, has some differences than mainstream non-denominational type Christians, but if it don't matter what religion you are. I mean, the Jewish religion, it's not Judeo, it's Judaism. Thank you, Judaism. If you follow Judaism, you have a different set of Bibles and verses and practices and holidays and the whole 9 yards. Just like Muslims, they have their own book. Buddhists, they have their own way of doing things. Confucianism has its own different way of doing things. every religion has a difference of one form or another, whether it's a totally off the cuff off the cuff difference would be like closest thing to Christians would be Judeo Christians. That's a interesting little group right there. Most of the people I know who consider themselves Judeo Christians are, and I've known one or two of them, are people who were born and raised Jewish, following the Quran, and sometime in their life, something happened that caused them to convert into Christianity. I know that's not the real terminology, because Judeo-Christianity is something that happened way back during the time of Christ. I think the first Christians, or the first followers of Christ, were considered Judeo-Christians. I'm not sure. It's one of those things where I can't really get any real specific information. Maybe I'm just looking in the wrong places, but I'm not worried about it. I have my own purpose, my own reasons for not following strict guidelines by the Christian community, because I've had so many things happen to me on a negative side through the Christian groups or organizations that make me go, it's not what the Bible says. Or just kind of like, yeah, I don't exactly like how you're taking the contents of the Bible out of context. So I just kind of went, I'm done with churches. I'm not done with just, I'm not done with Christianity or anything like that. I'm just done with churches. Yes, I do. I am studying the various forms of, mostly, there's 3 different forms of the Nordic or Norse pagan religion. There are 3 separate different groups of gods, and each group has its own name, and their followers have their own methodology and whatnot. And I'm just kind of like, it's about as confusing as can be. But, it's one of those things where I just kind of go, interesting, but misunderstood. So, I'm trying to understand it. But, again, this is not about a religious debate. This is more an issue that cropped up because of this morning's video that just kind of makes me go, she's not asking me to quit because she does not want me to quit my job, because she knows I love my job. But at the same time, I see videos like the one this morning and go, either somebody is going to do something stupid or take something the wrong way, but I do agree with some of you who are talking about that she needs to be she either needs to have a home health aide person here while I'm at work, or she needs to go into a facility so she can get the full care that she needs. Now, my only debate about that is one of the things that is going to be an issue, and it will literally cause all her progress to go backwards. Jenny Ann is a very complicated, complex person. She likes to be around people. She likes to talk. She likes to deal with people. Here's the one thing that we always joke about. Jerry has been a caretaker of one form or another all her life. First it was her grandmother, then her mother, then her father, then her job, which is basically taking care of, basically monitoring and caring for those who are either physically or mentally handicapped. That was her mainstream job. So the difficulty of the situation is simple. How did you get a caretaker to allow somebody to take care of them? And it's not the fact that she's not allowing it. It's the fact that she's not... How do I put this without being misunderstood? She wants her independence back. She wants to be able to do all the things that she used to do. She understands right now at this point in time between her leg and her back. The back is, they have basically said that she has a, I don't remember the exact front word, the first word they use, but it's a type of stress fracture in her back. That's why she's got to wear the brace until sometime this summer. The leg, well, if the one tumor at the top of the leg, right below the, like it's a little bit below the ball and socket point, the tumor had collapsed, causing the leg, the little bit of bone that was still on the one side of the tumor to basically go over the other bone, the lower part of the bone, because the tumor just made it where it was like the upper bone just slid down over the other bone, other part of the bone. So they want her, until March, they want her to basically stay off the leg. No pressure whatsoever. Toe touch only. As y'all know, my wife is not a prima donna or a ballet performer or anything like that. So it's difficult for her to try to balance on one leg while doing a pivot so she can get into her rollator or get into her chair or on the commode or on the bed, into the bed. It's what we got to do. I mean, right now we're starting to get back up on our feet financially after the holidays, the winter holidays and Christmas and all that. So far, most of our medical bills have been covered by our insurance. But, and this is something that irritated me, and I was like, well, why don't you find someplace that takes your insurance? Going to our local Phelps County Health for her radiation treatment, our insurance does not cover that 100%. So I just got my first bill for it. I just kind of went, didn't say anything to Jerry because Jerry was in a good mood. I didn't want to, cause her to come off her good mood. I'm thankful she got into a good mood, because if I had found out this morning that she was feeling the same way she did yesterday, I would not have been at work. I would have stayed home. But this is going to sound morbid, and I'm sorry. I look at some of the situations with the expense of medical coverage and the expense of procedures like chemotherapy. I'm not one to complain a lot about certain things, because we're doing what we got to do to hopefully extend Jerry's life a little bit longer. But she has days like yesterday where she questions her mortality and how much longer she has here on Earth. I will tell you this much right now. I know if the roles were reversed, she'd be doing everything to take care of me, even if she had to work. Or she'd find a job that she can do from home and make enough money to cover our bills. But knowing me the way I know myself, I would want to tell her, don't even worry about me. It's not, there's no point. There's nothing we can do. Second off, yeah, I'd make sure all my affairs were in order as best as I could. a living will, decisions that probably need to be made before it's too late. Maybe even the one morbid thing that I would probably be like, you know what, I'm dying, just let me go. You know, just go back to New York. Go do whatever you want, basically. It's like, you don't have to worry about me. You don't have to care for me. I'm dying anyhow. I would be the atypical cancer patient of, woe is me, I'm dying, let me be, leave me alone, I don't care, that kind of thing. Jerry Ann is not your atypical cancer patient. She tries her best to keep herself motivated and positive and moving forward. Even though some of the things that she needs or wants to do or does to move forward is buying stuff that we really don't need. But like I've said many times, I am the flip side of the coin when it comes to the two of us. She's a bright, cheery, positive side. I'm the down to earth. It is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it. I got cancer, that kind of thing. I don't have cancer. She does. I'm just trying to get a point across. But yeah, yesterday when she made the video for this morning, I did not know how bad off she was. When I came home, she kind of played it off as not enough sleep, lack of one thing or another. And I know that sometimes she does those things because if I knew the full spectrum of how things were yesterday, one, I would not have gone to work, and two, I would end up getting depressed or concerned or, what should I be doing? Should I be calling an ambulance? Should I be calling, a doctor? Should I be trying to find out if my insurance covers? We already know insurance doesn't cover home health aides. Of course, I just got an email today from my insurance people saying that they're going to start working with Medicaid. And I just kind of went, okay, and what does that mean for me? I don't need it. My wife does. My wife needs a whole lot of stuff that I don't have here at the house. I heard I read something about somebody was saying that Jerry was self-medicating or something like that. No, she's not. She's not. She's following a very specific regimen from the doctor. Now, what might sound like self-medicating or whatnot is trying to use what little knowledge she has about medicine and about healthcare and whatnot to figure out what she can and cannot do. She's no doctor. She does, from time to time, when she knows what she's got, like cancer situation, she's studying all kinds of stuff about cancer. The ins and outs of benefits and the non-benefits and all the different ins and outs and stories and whatnot that she can find. I did have a discussion with her after dinner that the video that she put up this morning may need her to explain some stuff, because I've already noticed a lot of people, yes, a lot of positive people wanting to pray for her, wanting to help her out, wanting her to be better, wanting to do whatever they could to help out. I really don't know what to tell you guys on how to help her out, because every day it's something new. Every day it's something different. Now, I noticed on her channel a lot of the comments were from people who, I'm going to take it with a grain of salt, because I don't know these people. But a number of them were talking about how they were nurses who were caregivers. And I don't remember names, but one particular lady was talking about how she was a caregiver for at least her parents and a sister, maybe a grandparent, but I can't remember. But she was offering to, if she could do anything to help, she was offering that assistance. The only thing I can think of that can be offered up right now, because of the fact that I don't know people, I don't know where you would be coming from, let alone how we can help that particular person with their needs. Financial compensation. I can clean up the guest room. They can use the guest room, like my sister-in-law was doing. You know, I'm not here all the time to motivate, and sometimes when I'm here, I still don't know how to motivate. All I can do is try to make my wife as comfortable as possible, get her meals. We have a system that works right now where the night before I will prep her breakfast, so all I have to do is start cooking it and have something ready for me to just either me or mom to throw in the microwave and give it to her. We have special ceramic dishes that has lids, so sometimes she'll ask me to make her oatmeal in the morning time, but won't eat it until after I leave, because of the fact that either A, she falls asleep or something's going on. But like, I'll make her a bowl of oatmeal, and I'll give her a cup with the fruit that she might want, so she can put it in the oatmeal instead of putting it in oatmeal and let it, get weird. And then lunch is either I'll pre-make her a sandwich, which she can put in her little cooler next to her, or something that mom can easily just pop in the microwave, heat it up, and bring it to Jerry. I come home from work and I check up on her, maybe, lay with her for a little bit, to combination of just recoup from the day at work. And, I love my wife, so I like to snuggle with her, and she likes it. She likes being, held and whatnot, because it gives her comfort. So I'll do that for a while. Then I'll get up and make dinner. And then right before I go to bed, unless she tells me otherwise, like if I come home and she says, "Oh, I had to go poo," so you might want to empty the commode. So I'll do that. I have no problems doing these things. This is what a loving husband should be willing and able to do for their spouse, and vice versa. A lot of women will do the same thing for their spouses. I know if I was one laid up in bed and had to use a commode, Jerry would be, Jerry would take care of it when she got home from work or whatever. It's a matter of perspective. From my perspective, yeah, there are days I kind of go, I gotta do, I don't want to adult today. But I realize that no matter what I'm feeling, no matter how I feel, I still have to take care of her. I still have to do all the things necessary to keep things clean and healthy for her. This time of year is kind of hard to do that, because of the fact that I get sinus issues, she gets sinus issues. I'm more focused on keeping her healthy because she's got a weaker immune system than me. As for me, take and drink a hot cup of tea or a hot cup of coffee to break up the mucus and take medication. I'm still good. It takes a lot to really bring me down. Problem is, one of the things that does not help is fatigue. And I'd rather be fatigued from working around the house, being near Jerry to make sure she's okay all day long, than going to work, working my butt off, being fatigued, coming home and realizing I can't be fatigued. I cannot, take the day off. I still have to take care of Jerry and her needs and her wants and her health. So be it. I'll do whatever I have to do. It's just part of being the husband I am. But for all of you who are, I'll be honest with you. Your concerns and your deep feelings and well wishes for Jerry are very much appreciated. But like I said, this morning's video is a rarity for her to be that exhausted that she can't even do her morning PT or anything of that nature. So when I saw it, I was like, nah, that should not have happened. I should have been home to help her with her PT. I should have been home to take care of her. I'll deal with the ramifications or the lack of 1 day's pay or a half day's pay to take care of her. I am not quite happy with some of the situations because, well, medical transportation for Jerry to go to her appointments is non-existent. The Mercy Clinic here in town does not have rides where they come and pick you up and take you to your appointment and take you home. The hospital and Phelps Health Center in town has the transportation, but does not take our insurance. I'm sorry. I'm now comfortable driving around my town. I am even comfortable driving on a highway for a short distance. St. Louis is not short distance, but I'll drive up to St. Louis if necessary. If I was going to, if I was working independently, that's kind of what I want to do, is work independently. If I can independently work without worrying about anything except for getting the proper license and whatnot, insurance or no insurance, you need a ride to the doctor's office or the hospital? Sure, I'll take you. Probably won't charge you more than, $2 or $3 just, for gas money. Everything here in town is, basically 5 minutes away. It does not take that much gas. Now, if I had to take somebody all the way to St. Louis or something like that, well, that would cost a little bit more. And I'm more than willing to do a barter system. You want to be picked up to go to your doctor's appointment. You don't have a couple dollars on you. I'll take a soda, lunch. Even if you make it at home and give it to me when you pick me up, when I pick you up. I know it sounds a little weird because then people might try to take advantage of that, but now, there's more than enough people in town that's willing to pay a couple dollars because because the hospital doesn't take their insurance, or the clinics here in town. Most of the clinics here in town don't have, transportation services. There's money in that. I'm not willing to take a lot of money or try to cheat somebody out of money, but I'm willing to help them out when they need it. That's why I do what I can for my wife. Because I know she needs it. I know she can't do it all by herself. There's been plenty of times I come home and for whatever reason she's missed the garbage can when she throws away her tissues. I have no problem putting on a pair of rubber gloves. You can go buy a box of the gloves that I use at Walmart. I don't remember how much it costs, but you can go buy them at Walmart. They'll last you a good couple days. It depends on how often you change gloves or how much work you do in those gloves. But the pairs of gloves that I bought, and the 3 boxes of gloves I bought, I bought them way back before Thanksgiving. I'm down to 1 box, but still. Saves me from having to worry about getting myself contaminated by her bodily fluids. And now that I'm on this, well, there's 2 different medications I'm on that cause the drowsiness, but between the 2 medications and 2 medications, a CBD gummy, and disconnecting from digital devices and turning on the white noise machine next to me, I can get a good night's sleep unless I wake up multiple times or woken up multiple times. Last night I think was the best night I got sleep in a while, and I think that's because of the fact that Jerry slept pretty good. Well, she said she slept from about 9:30 to 4:30 in the morning time, and was up when I woke up. I don't know if she rolled over and went back to sleep after I left work, but when I left work, she was up. She was mostly awake. But for the most part, up until yesterday, I thought she was doing pretty good, except for maybe a little bit of tiredness. So basically what it looks like to me, and don't take this as a professional because I'm just guessing, is because she had 3 days straight of very little to no sleep. Monday she was exhausted and weak and whatnot. And then last night she slept pretty darn good. So she, I came home, she seemed to be in a great mood. Crud, I gotta get off this. Yeah, almost 45 minutes, okay. But yeah, I think, personally, I think what it was is because of the weekend she was lacking of sleep and so exhausted by Tuesday or Monday night that when she did get adequate amount of sleep, it made her feel a little bit better. Her energy came back, her liveliness, or however you want to put it, came back. So I think, yesterday was just one of those, personally, I think, and I'm worried that it's a show of what's going to be continuing to happen on a regular basis due to the cancer and the chemo fighting each other for dominance. So all I can do is be there for her when I can be. I would love to either don't know if I can do it right away because of money, but I'd like to be able to downgrade to a part-time job or less hours because of what's going on here. Now, I don't think that's going to happen because they don't really have very many part-time jobs for the college, for my area of experience. But I have noticed that there's a new Burger King, the Burger King reopened, and they have a, help wanted sign, neon help wanted sign, underneath their logo sign. I don't know when they've got the deli that I've been talking about. I don't know how soon they're going to be opening because it looks like they kind of paused on construction, and I'm hoping that's not a financial issue. Then just right around the corner, not even 2 minutes away, I could probably ride a bike there. They're opening. They've got some sort of building. It looks like it might be a restaurant or fast food type place. Actually, I wish it almost looks like, and it's wishful thinking that it's a Baskin-Robbins Dunkin' Donuts type thing. And if that's the case, I'm in trouble because Jerry will want me to stop by there on a regular basis. oh, it's easier to get there for you to come home instead of going over to Starbucks because, you know, well, Starbucks and if this new place is going to be a Dunkin' Donuts are not exactly in my route to get to and from work. It's kind of slightly out of my way. But I've been doing so much running around for the both of us between picking up prescriptions, shopping, and yeah. Besides work, that's about it. Picking up groceries and shopping. Or picking up groceries and picking up medication. Why did shopping go in there? I don't know. But it is what it is. Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Just know that we are taking care of each other. And I love her to pieces. And if I had known that yesterday, which you guys saw on the video, was the way it was going to be, I would have called out. I would have called that on behalf of my wife. I would have called that because of my wife's conditions. I know she would have been like, oh, you don't have to do that for me. Yes, I do. It's part of my job title. It's part of the whole agreement we both agreed to the day we got married. And the thing is my father was very adamant about family being first and foremost. And I grew up with that, and that's who I am today. Maybe it's just part of the Henson genetic system that, you know, family is more important no matter what. That's in your DNA. I don't know. I kind of guess it is because most of my Henson family members that I do know take care of each other better than they take care of their homes or their cars or jobs, things of that nature. So, and I'm not a father, so I wouldn't know in that aspect. But I am a husband, and my responsibility is to my wife. Not to a company, not to a job, not to a government system, not even to a religious system. I can only go by what I have in front of me. And, I mean, there's certain things that go on around this house that I wish didn't, like mom smoking. My inability to not drink a Mountain Dew at least once a day. Things of that nature. But, yeah. For the time being, it is what it is, and I can only do the best I can do on a regular basis. If I had money, yeah, she'd have a home health aide person I would be paying out of pocket, coming here at least 6 o'clock in the morning to whatever time I get home after work or after running around after work or whatever. I wouldn't have to worry about taking time off of work for taking Jared to appointments. There is a lot of benefits that I can see from a home health aide person, but I don't think there's anybody I could afford. You know. I had wished and hoped that one of our mutual friends who lives up north would have been able to take some time off of her life to come down to help with Jerry for a little while, but that person has their own life and their own job to worry about, so, you know, that's alright. I mean, even if she had been able to come down to visit for a week or two, that would have been great. Especially at the start of the reopening of school, the end of the winter break. All but one sister has medical issues that they have to deal with. Both of them had, well, Julie, who was here for quite some time, had a little bit of an accident and is having to have some, I don't know if it's a surgery or just some sort of work done on her back. My other sister, Janie, who's in New York, is having a medical procedure of some sort on her leg, I think it is. I'm not sure. And the third one, which we've invited down here, I don't know if it's the fact that she doesn't want to drive down here by herself. She does not like flying, so she will not fly down here. I wish she could have come down here via Amtrak, because then I would either have to just go up to Jeff City to pick her up there, or drive all the way into St. Louis to pick her up in St. Louis, or just outside of St. Louis in Washington, a town called Washington. So, yeah, all the reasons why a family can't come out here to help out is legit. I wish I could ask one or two of my family members to volunteer to come out here to help with Jan, but I don't think any of them can. Well, Pam has her own life and stuff to deal with up in Chicago. My cousins in Arizona, well, one of them, if she's still doing it, was working with the school system in Phoenix. My other cousin out there, she is, well, I don't know how well she's doing, but I know she's got a lot of health issues that causes her to be in and out of medical treatment of one form or another. My cousin Luke owns his own tow truck company out there in out there in Prescott Valley, Arizona. My one cousin Matthew, I don't know if they're empty nesters or not, but Matthew and his wife. But Matthew travels a lot with the Renaissance fairs, doing woodwork, teaching woodworking or woodworking demonstrations, mead classes on how to make mead. Things of that nature. I don't know how he got into that unless he found out some of the information I know about, and he just went, oh, and went with it. And I don't know how many kids he had, let alone how old they are, except for one of them. I think she's in her 30s. She maybe late 20s. She was a toddler when I first met her. So, don't know. Then I've got, third generation cousins throughout Kansas City and who knows where else. I don't know them that well or anything like that. I would be more than happy to open my arms up and open my house up and say, hey, if you're willing to come and watch and help my wife while I'm at work, we got a spare room for you. Might be a shared bathroom, but we got a spare room. Things of that nature. And I said I was going to get off this, and here it is, almost an hour-long video, so I'm sorry. I'm going to get off this and spend time with Jerry. So I will basically let you know, you know the routine. Thumb up, thumb down, question, comment, join, don't join. Hit the little bell if you join to have YouTube let you know got a new video. But yeah, you guys have a good night. Enjoy. I'll see you on the flip side. Bye.